Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is the Benjamin Bloom Show. This is the Cardiff versus Leeds pre-match stream. Please let yourself be known by either getting involved in the comments with your thoughts and your predictions on this one, and or hitting the thumbs up button. The more thumbs up we get, the more people this stream may get to over on YouTube and, of course, on Twitter as well. Plenty of Leeds fans already in the chat. We'll go to some comments in just a minute, but I think maybe we should go to the league table first, just to see the impact of yesterday's results. If I remove that banner at the bottom, you will be able to see Cardiff there in 11th and Leeds in second place. So the results yesterday very, very much going in Leeds' favour and really in Cardiff's favour as well. We can't look at this through just the prism of one team, but Fulham defeated yesterday, so that gap is 7 points. Is it basically a free hit for Leeds today? Worst case scenario, they will be 7 points clear with 8 games to go. The flip side of that is a Leeds win today would put them 10 points clear with 8 games to go. It is a very, very big opportunity. West Brom drawing at home to Birmingham in the West Midlands derby. They will possibly see that as a couple of points dropped, although Brentford did them a favour. However, remember, Brentford play West Brom next. Leeds are soon to play Fulham as well. So a draw for Leeds puts them back on top. I'm sure from what I've heard from most Leeds fans, they're not bothered whether they're first or they're second. They're just bothered about that gap between second and third place. And it could be very big by the end of the day. But cast your eyes down to 11th place. There you will see Cardiff on 54 points with a positive goal difference. Preston drawing at Luton yesterday means that a Cardiff victory will put them level on points with Preston in 6th position. A Cardiff victory, can't see it happening, by 3 goals will put them into the playoff position. So don't assume that there is nothing on this game for Cardiff. Loads of comments coming in. I'll get to them in a minute. We're just going to have a look at the two teams. And I am a Leeds fan. I'm quite liking Cardiff's number 9 there because they don't have a recognised striker on the pitch at all. I believe Glatzel is on the bench. I believe Tomlin is on the bench. But looking straight up the top there, Callum Patterson, remember, is basically a defender turned attacker. Very good with his back to goal, but by no means an out-and-out striker. I think the idea is the ball goes in directly to him. Hoylett from the left obviously can cut in on his right foot as well. And Adoma from the right will need to get close. Remember the fingerprints of Neil Warnock all over this team. In fact, I don't think there's a player at all there signed by Neil Harris so far. Let's go through. So Smithy's in goal, very capable at this level. Morrison and Nelson, the centre halves. No Flint will be good news from a defensive set play position from Leeds. Remember, always look out for Sean Morrison with those long throw-ins, and not just from the throw-ins. How many times do we see him throw it in? The ball goes out the other side and he sneaks into the back post unmarked and does damage there. Bennett, nice delivery from him from the left. Sanderson, not very aware who that is. Someone help me out in the comments there. Joe Rules, massive presence in midfield, will get forward and score goals. Will Volks, massive long throw as well. Bakuna as well. Expect that to be a tighter 3 in central midfield than in for goal have brought up. And Adoma, championship specialist down the right. Hoylett, obviously, probably the most creative player in that team. But I am not overly enthused about the goal-scoring threat of Callum Patterson. I think he's there as a back-to-goal guy and to get on the end of set plays rather than to lead the line, so to speak. That would be my thoughts on that Cardiff team. I believe if we look at the bench, though, Tomlin, who did damage Leeds in that mad 3-3 comeback at Elland Road, is there. He's more of a number 10. And as I said, the fingerprints of Neil Warnock all over this team. Expect restarts to be slowed down. Expect the long throw-ins from Morrison and Volks to be used. Expect them to be physical to make it difficult for Leeds to get a flow. And one thing about Neil Warnock teams, and hopefully Neil Harris will continue this, flair players in the front positions, usually trusted to dribble and make a difference. Let's have a look at the Leeds team, and I apologise in advance. That is Infogol, who have put that shape up as a 4-2-3-1. We all know it will not look like that at all, and it will be a 4-1-4-1, but that is the service I am using. And very, very predictable. The only big team news, which we already knew, was that Pablo Hernandez would not be there. Tyler Roberts will be in a central midfield position. What you lose from Hernandez's creativity, you maybe gain back in goal threat from Roberts. Meslier in goal. We never expect to see Casilla again. Let's see how Meslier does up against the long throws and Sean Morrison's presence and Callum Patterson backing into him. That will be a test. Not necessarily that convincing in those opening minutes at Hull, and they never had anything to do, did he? So if I was a Cardiff player, I would be fairly bumping in and out of Ilyan Meslier's way. Ayling and Dallas have been superb all season. Expect them to spend most of their time in the opponent's half. White and Cooper, excellent. Obviously, will split. White has been good against big physical players like Mitrovic when I saw that matchup, and would fancy himself against Patterson. Just look out for when Leeds do split. If Hoylett and Adoma can get narrow, that might be a problem. Phillips will drop in between and be the playmaker. Klitsch, box to box, with Roberts expected to get forward and support Bamford. Harrison and Costa will be playing wide, with Pat Bamford up the top. Lots of theories that Bamford will actually be able to play better without a crowd there. Right, loads and loads of comments here to view. Let me know your predictions. How do you think this one is going to go? As a Leeds fan, I'm bricking it. There we go. Free hit is one good blessing. Anthony says, from a Leeds point of view, what a great place to be if we get 3 points after yesterday's results. Though Jack says, big let off by Fulham, though couldn't have been a better start. Yeah, results all going in Leeds' way. West Brom drop points, Fulham lose. That gap gets bigger. Can they take advantage? James says 2-0 Leeds. Let's say hi to Gopher, who's in either Austria or Australia. All Leeds, aren't we? Certainly most of the chat seems to be. Tom says, a win, please, Leeds. And thank you. Come on, the boys in white. Ryan thinks 2-0 as well. Just remember, Cardiff can literally score against anyone from a throw-in. Leeds could have 99% of the possession. Cardiff could be playing Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool. They can score from a throw-in. So lots of confidence about clean sheets. But remember, Cardiff do not need possession to score goals. And with that being said, Max in Adelaide says 3-1 Leeds. King Tut, hello, Ben. 4-0 if we score first. Animation says Bamford hat-trick. Has Bamford scored a hat-trick for Leeds? There's probably a really obvious example of when he has. Has he? I'm not sure he has, actually. I'm sure he's got a few doubles. Up the Leeds, says Michael, would be massive if they win. Morning, Ben. Leeds, says Rich. Charles says, well done, Brentford and Birmingham yesterday. We cannot reiterate how perfectly those results went for Leeds. If you wrote down, you'd have West Brom either losing, certainly not scoring and not winning would be good, and you would have Fulham losing, and they didn't score either, so it went perfectly. Kieran says, why am I so scared? It's Cardiff. Cardiff have had good results against Leeds, haven't they? Remember, there is no Neil Warnock in the dugout anymore, but Neil Harris hasn't quite got his blueprint yet on that team. They do not play like Millwall 17-18. Put it this way, Zayon is in Germany. Prim who I must say thank you to, who subscribed on Patreon. In fact, that might be a great time to put that ticker up, saying you can support the channel by using a super chat here. So thank you very much to Prim for the support. Wash hands, says Jasper. I don't know what that means. Worried our bench is poor, says Radaby Leeds. Augustine and Hernandez out injured. And Douglas too. There might be something in that. If this goes 0-0 for a long time, you would say Cardiff with attacking options have probably got a little bit more on the bench than Leeds do. But Bielsa does not care two hoots about the bench, does he? He never changes anything anyway. So it might just be that that could benefit Cardiff rather than hinder Leeds. Michael says Bamford to score first. I'm sure lots of money on that. Lana, 3-0 Leeds. Jasper says, come on, Leeds, Super Leeds, let's go. Massively partisan in the chat here for Leeds. Come on, let's get at least one Cardiff fan in here. Boring game, the West Brom. Yeah, didn't get their intensity going at all. Alex, who's a Millwall fan, is also behind Leeds in terms of stopping Cardiff. Jack, interested, nervous to see what this different football will be playing today. Everybody knows Leeds will look absolutely no different than they always do. I bet you within 5 minutes we'll see Ayling and Dallas up at the corner flags. We'll see Phillips between the two centre-halves. We'll see everyone roaming about. So, yes, I doubt we'll see anything different. James, do you think if Leeds win today and then beat Fulham and Brentford v West Brom as a draw, that's the top two all sorted? Quite possibly. That would then put us down to 7 games and very, very large gaps. You can never say never in the Championship. But, yes. Christo says, player, Sanderson. Someone tell me about Sanderson. Know anything about him? William, from a Derby fan, can't believe I'm wanting Leeds to win. Hey, it opened up for Derby as well yesterday. I must say, outside of this, and from a Cardiff point of view, that 6th place is totally up for grabs, isn't it? And I think those results are all going to go all over the place these next few days. We're about 6 or 7 minutes from kickoff. Get your predictions in here. Down a win today is massive, not just for today, but release the pressure a little. Certainly, a win today means a draw against Fulham is absolutely fine for Leeds. Wales, SKTF. Oh, he corrects me. Adoma and Sanderson have been brought in by Harris. I stand corrected. Christo says from Wolves. Thank you. This is a great thing about doing this in the chat. Got Sanderson in on loan. First time for me seeing him, so apologies for not knowing anything about it. With Roberts playing for Leeds, I think we will see something special. Remember, Roberts in that whole game coming on. Well, he came on up top, didn't he, for Bamford and scored 2 goals. He will be playing further back in a sort of number 8 position. Wales, SKTF says, no, why do you all want Leeds to win? Because they're all Leeds fans, and this chat is rammed full, as ever, of Leeds fans. But we love to hear from them. Time for Tyler Roberts, to prove he can last a full 90 and provide value throughout. Leeds fans will not want to see Tyler Roberts going down at any point injured. Quick reminder that I will be back at half-time. We're not going to go just yet because I can't see the players on my feed. But I will be back at half-time. Hopefully we'll have some goals to talk about. Haven't had in any of the games so far. Animation helping me out. Sanderson, the right back from Wolves. Chris, always helpful, Chris. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button at all. Let's have a little bit more of the chat here. At least one prediction for Cardiff to win there. 2-1 to the Bluebirds. KP did, well, it's got LUFC. All Leeds, aren't we? He says. And Bono Hewson. Massive international global support from Leeds. Must be at least 100,000 watching abroad. Bono, Ireland. Yes, huge following for Leeds today. Massively present in the chat here. Trainspotter and Football Fan Day says, what we don't want, which is a 0-0 draw. That would be not great. Alex makes an interesting point from a Millwall point of view. didn't cope with the drinks break yesterday. I will add to that once we start getting crazy amounts of substitution. Obviously, Bielsa probably won't even substitute anybody because he doesn't care about substitutions. But the intensity of the game dropping down around the 65, 70-minute mark when we start seeing 4 and 6 players coming in and out of the pitch. So we'll see how that goes. Right, one from Ewan, not necessarily to do with this game, but Super Louis Sibley. In fact, amazing yesterday. Hat-trick from the youngster and brilliant in the game before lockdown. So let's see how he goes on. Oops, a daisy. I've put the sound on my feed. I'll turn that off as we get much, much closer to kickoff. I will reiterate, support the channel on Patreon. I'll hit a super chat there to donate. And I will ask very, very kindly, if you could return at halftime, that would be wonderful. The stream will be there. Just click. As soon as that whistle goes, I will be back. Clash of Styles. We're just seeing Cardiff's rank here. Passing per game, passing accuracy, possession, touches, all either 24th or 23rd. Leeds for the same stats, all either second or first. Complete Clash of Styles, but there are many ways to skin a cat. Rob says, come on, you Blades. They're up against Newcastle today, 7 p.m. in Perth, Australia, with Paul. Hello, Paul. Charlie raises the same issue again. Reading lost pace and tempo after 70 minutes. We've seen that a lot. I don't want to get demonetized, so I won't exactly read out William's comments, but I assume he's referring to Cardiff with that one. Tom is in Melbourne, Australia. So lovely to talk to fans around the world. Right. I am going to leave you in the hands of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and what's the presenter's name? He used to play, didn't he? I can't even remember his name. Shocking from me. He said something about my hair as well on Twitter, and I can't remember that player's name. It's not Higginbottom. Who's the presenter on Sky? Someone tell me in the chat. Appalling lack of knowledge from me. I'll hang on until someone tells me in the chat who it is. Jonathan is going to sing to me. Leeds are going up and Hull are going down. Stephen, bad result for Borough. We'll be back at 6 o'clock, by the way, with the championship review. I'm seeing the players, the subs coming out. So I am going to end this stream and find out who the Sky presenter is that I can't forget. It's not Scott Minto or Keith Andrews, I promise. Definitely used to play. I used to play central midfield for Forest. I'm so disappointed in myself. I can't remember. There we go. Right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you back at halftime. Thank you, Dazza. Pritton, thank you. Right. And on that note, we can go off. Oh, God, is that Mick McCarthy? Oh, no. We've all got to listen to Mick for 45 minutes and Don Goodman. Dear oh me. Right. Leeds at Cardiff. First game back. Big chance for both teams. Cardiff to head towards 6th. Leeds to open up a massive gap. I will see you all at halftime. Thank you for watching. Over and out.